Give me one more second. Just I'm going to keep my timer up. Back here. Start. Okay, the port access radius overridden mixed role. This is, as the name itself saying, radius overridden role. That means I have a role which is applied to a client called as LUR or a radius role or a clear pass role, right? There are only three ways currently. You can assign that client with the standard radius attribute, or you can assign with the local, which is nothing but a LUR, or you can assign a clear pass role. Clear pass role is Aruba CPPM role, which you configure on the clear pass. That is nothing but a downloadable user role. But consider I want to add some more radius attributes, which are standard radius attribute like egress VLAN, or consider another use case where you want to push a gateway role as part of the access accept, which you used to do in AOS switch, which is automatic download of gateway role, right? Which was possible, only DUR was only possible for AOS-CX switches, but it was not possible for the gateway. That was the continuous request which was coming up. And this feature will fix that problem. Along with that, it has two more use cases. One I told you about the egress VLAN. Another one is the voice to send a device as a voice attribute. You can do that. Another use case is redirecting of the clients with a different URL, captive portal URL. So all these four use cases are going to be part of this interesting feature, which is known as radius overridden role or mixed role. As you see on the screen, which I talked about, the local DOR, that is nothing but the clear pass role and the standard role. Now, this is what I was talking about. You will see something very interesting on your attribute list, star. This star is nothing but those attributes are getting overridden on any of this above. For example, you have a LUR.1x client, which I'm going to show you. And that client, if you want to apply, let's consider this is the LUR client C3. On this client, you want to apply, this is a voice, and you want to send that attribute device, Aruba device traffic class, and make this as a voice. Yes, that is possible now, but same thing was not possible earlier, right? So now, because of this mixed role, it is possible. That is, Aruba VSAs can be mixed together, user role plus a VSA. And you can mix the LUR with the standard radius attribute. That is the getting solved as part of 10.8. Use cases wise, the first use case is this is the famous use case. Let's consider I have a client and the client is onboarded with the role which is there on the box, as well as a LUR, and I have a role which I have to configure on the controller. So I can't download. Currently, I can do a DUR for a switch, but I can't download automatically to a gateway, right? I can't do a same gateway download role. But with this feature support, mixed role feature support, you can download the gateway DUR role to that user. Okay. We will see that one as part of as we move on. The second use case is the, as I was talking about, the egress VLAN, captive portal redirect, or the voice role assignment, or you want to change the session timeout for a client, which is, as you know, default in the switches, it will increment. There is a default value. And here, if you want to change it for a particular client, you know that the client is stable and it is a secure client. You want to increase the session timeout, that you can do so from the clear pass. Changing the captive portal, that is possible. Earlier, what used to happen? Only you can do CPPM downloading the role. That's it. Only one role. You cannot do any of this, right? Now we are allowing all the mixing of this attribute with radius as well as Aruba VSAs. There are one more feature. This is also part of mixed role. Let's consider it because you want to push a egress VLAN. The feature is, I already explained in the MDA, port access auto VLAN is also part of this mixed role, which is coming as part of 10.8. Both are applicable here. I have a one more good slide for you. Whatever I written here, it is better explained in this table, which we'll understand very quickly. Look at this one. You have a local user role and a radius attribute in case of a 10.7 image, or you are not enabled the radius overridden on the 10.8 image. What is going to happen? It's going to apply the local user role. For example, I have a phone role and I want to send a Aruba device traffic class voice from the clear pass. That is not possible in 10.7 or with the radius overridden disable. With enable, you can do so. It will apply the local user role, but the preference will be given to the radius, whatever you are overriding with. Okay. A downloadable user role and a radius attribute, same as LUR in case of 10.7 and 10.8 is the same. So these all things, I'm hoping it is going to be making it clear for you, and you can play around with this one. When you have a LUR and a DUR both for a same client, what will happen? Currently, you know, LUR will go take a precedence, and the extra attributes, whatever you're pushing from the radius attribute, will be applied to that client. And this feature is also supported on all platform. Note, DUR is not supported again on a 4100 high. So though the above table says these features, but that is not applicable. Some of the features are not applicable for 4100i and also for 6100. It works with LUR but may not work with DUR. That way I'm telling you. Okay. Moving on the how do you see on the interfaces? This is for the LUR and this is for the downloadable user role. And for the now new one for the 10.8, if you are overriding, let's consider I have a .1x client. I have a local that is a local LUR. On top of that one, I'm trying to push a session timeout as 1000. If you look at it in the case of first one, it is session timeout as 20, but I want to just push a 1000. Yes, that is possible. And you want to change the access VLAN. Currently, it is not changed. You can see there is no star here. You can do so using the egress VLAN. If you want to change the UBTs, gateway role, CPPM role, you want to send, now we can send it. Okay, or you want to change the captive portal, those all things can be changed. On the configuration wise, it is very, very simple on the device. You are going to just get into the interfaces where you want to apply this radius overridden role on an existing environment. For example, you have a customer running with 10.7 and you upgrade it to 10.8. On that, you want to move to a downloadable gateway role feature. What you are going to do, you're going to enable triple authentication port access radius override enable. That's it on that port. This currently you cannot push it from the ClearPass. Okay, if some requests are coming like that, I saw one more request in the past. Currently you can't push it, you have to enable it on the interface. So once after that one, you can get into your the client what you are authenticating, what the authorized role, and then assign whatever you want to assign. For example, I want to change the egress VLAN ID. Currently, this is a big number, which I'm going to tell you. This is for a 23. How we are going to calculate this, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Or you want to enforce a profile like I was talking about in the gateway role. That is also possible. These are some of the validated attribute as part of 10.8. Though the list of attribute is so big, let's wait for a minute. As you see here on this Excel, the attribute list is so big. We support so many attributes. For example, Aruba VSS itself, we support so many attributes. Currently, all these attributes are not validated. In case, if you have a customer use case and it is very critical, reach out to PLM. They should be able to get back to you on the prioritization. So currently, whatever it is supported as part of overridden VSS, overridden attribute is captured in this Excel sheet, and it is there as part of this presentation. Troubleshooting continues because it's the same port access feature, no change on the troubleshooting. We'll straight move to demo. So demo is going to be of two parts. One, first, I'm going to take you to a UBT one, which is we'll download a role to a client onto a gateway, and we'll see, we'll change it to a, you will be an employee role, we'll change it a gateway role, maybe something like a professor role, and we'll download that from a ClearPass to a gateway. We'll see the demo. And after that, we'll also see DUR and a LUR few demos where we change the egress VLAN, and we also do a change of the captive portal URL. How do we calculate the egress VLAN? I had this question few times. Let's consider I have a egress VLAN 23 and it's untagged. For all untagged, remember it is, you have to prepend with like X32 followed by 3 zeros. And first step, you have to convert this 23 into hexadecimal. 23 is in decimal. You have to convert into hexadecimal and add this. Untagged means you have to add this X3200 and then have this value converted back to decimal, and that's going to be this number. Okay. For tagged ones, it is given here, and the best tool which I saw was this tool to convert your decimal to hexadecimal back to decimal. This is the good tool you can use. Okay, let's move to demo. Before moving to demo, just see the environment. I have a client which is a .1x client and reaching the AOS-CX switch. And currently I have a role which is configured in the gateway, and that role is what it is getting, right? And we will see how it's going to download the role to the gateway after enabling the radius overridden role. For configuration wise, this is simple configuration currently. If you're thinking of UBT 1.0, 2.0, those kind of both, it's going to work. Currently, which I'm going to demo is for the UBT 2.0. Okay, without further delay, let's move to the demo. You can see here, I have a client which is connected here. Let me just close this desktop and bring this guy. This is the client I have, which is a Windows PC, which is sending the EAP request, and hence I'm getting authenticated with the .1x. So if I see show port access, show port access detail, you should be able to see what is happening in this employee role and how it is getting assigned. You can see here, the UBT gateway role currently assigned is employee role, and the zone which is getting is the TOI. Okay, what we will do first, we'll check the first step for this one is we seen the client, and this is the client which we connected as I was telling you. And let's get into 1 minute on the gateway so that we know the gateway what role it is reaching. 1 minute. Let's log in. It is 8586. Whether we'll check whether we are reaching the same. Show running config. You can see it's a primary controller. It is showing as 8586 same, and is the client is there on this gateway. Let us check. Yes, you can see here, Kamal is the user who is coming on with a role called employee role. Is this role is there on the locally configured on this gateway? Let us check that one. Role. You can see here it is there here, right here. Okay. So we have this role on this port. Now let us get into a clear pass and check what is the thing which is happening on the clear pass. What we will do is go to the profile. Oh, my session has expired. Okay, let's give a time. Move. Let's go to configuration, straight to profile. And let me open the CX test. You can see here, though I am pushing the new CPPM role, gateway role, and TOI, it's still not there, right, on the device. The reason being, it is exactly which I was showing you. In case if you're not enabled with this port, with the radius overridden role, this will not take any of the attribute which you are pushing from the clear pass. So what we will do is, we will just go back to gateway. What is the good part here is you don't have to configure from now, where I want just you to see this employee getting changed to a professor. So you don't have to show running UBT. From now onwards, you don't have to configure something what you see on the screen. Keep watching the screen. You are used to configure this gateway, zone, TOI, and the used to provide the gateway role, which is a local role of gateway. No need to configure from now onwards. You can get downloaded. It's a AOS switch parity feature. I understand that one, but still it's coming late. This configuration is not all required from now onwards for you. You can just go configure the right UBT download, what you want to download from the ClearPass, and go to your interface, enable the radius authentication, port access, radius overridden, enable. Enable is important. So just make sure you enable that one, and then check your client. It will be still in the user tunnel. Why? Because it has not sent for a re-authentication. So what I'm going to do, port access, re-authenticate, interface 1/1/1. That's it. So now we should see what we should see, role on the radius overridden role. You can see now it has come to a radius overridden role. Let us check whether it has whatever we were sending, is it really working in that way or not. You can see here, I removed that because it's unnecessary. I don't want from now onwards. UBT gateway ClearPass role is this role, it got assigned, and now Kamal is on the professor role. Is he still not there? Let's wait. He will come up. Controller is getting updated. Maybe you have to check on the CLI. It is very easy to check if you have a controller gateway, especially if you have a CLI command. You can say show user rights, download it. It will tell you it quickly what all things are getting downloaded. You can see here now Kamal has come in with the gateway role as professor. Earlier he was an employee. Now you can see this is the role we assigned to him, and now he has become a professor. And you can see the star and the gateway zone TOI is coming from directly from the radius overridden role. Okay, with that, if you are looking for a flow, what happens? As you guys know, as soon as the client comes in, because it's a secure port, it will first reach the ClearPass. ClearPass understands this is a valid client or invalid client. It gets, oh, it's a Kamal, okay, it's a valid client. He will send the access accept. Now with the access accept, what will happen? Because overridden role is there, you will get the TOI, the zone, and also the DUR name. The gateway DUR downloadable user role for a gateway, also you will get the name. And you will communicate that same CPPM IP with that gateway role to the controller. And controller will contact the CPPM to download the same role. Isn't it? That's what happens even in the downloadable user role of a AOS-CX switch. Now it is happening for the gateway controller also. Okay, or gateway. Okay, let's move on to the next few parts of the demo. Let me close this because we are done with this one. Now let me bring up the few more things which I want to show you on the egress VLAN and all, where we have a LUR and DUR. We can play around with few of the things. So you can see here now I have a .1x client, and I want to make this .1x client as a voice authenticated device, okay, which I was showing you in my PPT. If you remember, let me bring back the PPT so that you understand what I'm doing. We completed this part of the demo as a mixed role, and now we are trying this one. It may be very, very small. Watch this one. So what we are going to do is, there is a .1x client, and we are going to enable the radius overridden role. We are going to change some of the access VLAN, or we are going to assign the session timeout and all. So before doing so, let us see the detail command. You can see currently it has a role as the local role. That means this role is local, show running config port access. You can see this .1x role is local. This is local, as I'm highlighting. Hope you are able to see. Session time was 20, reauth is 100, VLAN is 110. That's what you can see here. Okay. And now what we will do, we'll enable radius overridden role and then go to ClearPass, check the, oh, it's already enabled on this one. Then let's go to the ClearPass. Which is the ClearPass? This is the ClearPass. I want you to see. Refresh. Okay, expected. Admin. Password. Give me one more second. Login. So you can see now ClearPass is logged in, and the same username and password you have to use when you are configuring a radius server, right? So it's logged in now. Let's go to the profile straight. It's a LUR profile, and then we look at the DUR also. Let's move to the profile. The interest was LUR, so let me type LUR. So there is a .1x here. Here you can see I'm not sending any more attributes. So what I'm going to do for the, I'm going to send now the, I have the latest attribute, right? So we introduced as part of the 10.8, we'll use that attribute and we'll configure this one as a voice one and save. Now let's save this one and do a reauth, whether we'll check whether this device will become a voice device, because it has to work in client mode, device mode, everywhere, right? So to do a reauth, I have kept alias again here. So just a reauth. Oh, show alias, it's not there. Show alias. Looks like it is not there. I deleted that. Okay, port access. reauthenticate interface 1/1/1. Now what should happen? Earlier used to see .1x. Now it should change to radius overridden role because we already enabled the radius overridden here. SPC, show port access client, it is doing it in progress. Did I roll back to 10.7? You should not even see that. Okay, no. Now you can see the client is authenticated. Now we see a radius overridden role and it is assigned with the device type as voice. How it happened? It is because of the ClearPass role which we assigned on this one .1x LUR. Along with that, we pushed another VSA role which is a Aruba device traffic class. Like this, we can push the egress VLAN. So let me go here, and I've already calculated, as you guys know, egress VLAN ID name is not supported. Please note down. So in case we're trying so we'll pick up something from whatever we tried on our slides, right? So egress VLAN calculation, we have 23 here, it's untagged. So we'll use this number. Okay, so we should see now the egress VLAN getting assigned to the client. SPC detail. Yes, you can see here, I think reauth time was perfect. So it got assigned as soon as I pushed that one. Egress access VLAN was earlier was 110 or so. Now it got pushed with a star. You can see wherever there is a star, these stars are nothing but overridden attributes. So now we saw LUR with the radius overridden role. We also saw for the DUBT. Now we'll see the last one. We'll see for the DUR. See, okay, looks like it's already radius overridden role. Let's check what is there in this radius overridden role. SPC detail. Oh, lot more things are there. One is device type. It is coming from the ClearPass. Captive portal is coming from the ClearPass, and we have allowed trunk VLAN is coming from the ClearPass. Authentication mode is coming from the ClearPass as client mode. Session timeout is coming from the ClearPass. So it has overloaded with all the attribute for the DUR also. Let us check that one on the ClearPass. So this is the DUR I have. And you can see here, this is the explanation for radius overridden role and for a mixed role. You can see Aruba VSA and a standard radius attribute, Aruba VSA, standard radius attribute, and some of the Aruba VSAs. All of them can be mixed and sent to a client. This is the use case of radius overridden role or mixed role.